Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to another episode of Nahhh. Basically, what this episode is as we've only had one episode of this, and these are great matches that are either a loss or a draw. That's not quite a win. That could be a win. That's very close to a win, but it gets taken away from them at the last second or the last minute of the game. And that's what I wanted to do. A new episode. I mean, I used to do Heartbreakers, which is pretty much this, but I've just changed the name to Nahhh. It's a saying that me and the guys do, Batman, Eco. To be honest, it means, I don't even know what it means. It's kind of like, yeah, you're going to have it, but no, you're not. So that's what I wanted to rename this series to. So Nahhh. First up, we have Bimar, sorry. And he's in the kranvagn, and I feel sorry for him. I feel so sorry for him because he could get mega damage in this game. But unfortunately, time does not allow it. So he's gone to the right side, and the M46 pattern got completely wasted, and this Sheridan is about to get completely wasted as well. So good start to the game. Very good start to the game. Hasn't lost too many hit points. Two mediums, or a medium and a light tank, is out of the game, and it's a 7 versus 5. So it looks a really good start to the game. However, things are going to take a turn for the worse. There is an enemy platoon in the E100 who do an amazing job. They do a great job. So far, Bimar, he's now going towards the left side. There is the K91. There's an E100 here. We know that there is the T92 E1 around here somewhere. So he's got a full magazine reload. Now he just needs to pick his target wisely. Does he go for the K91, who's already lost a bit of hit points, or does he start going for the E100? But he's going to go for whatever tank he can get hold of, and that so far is the K91. So a couple of nice shots there if he can manage to get the third shot, but he's not going to. He's going to go for the reload. Could be a good decision. I mean, he could take a shot on the K91 to potentially bring him down to a one shot. He has a high roll loaded, so hopefully he is going to go for that K91. But unfortunately, I mean, this is where RNG is not on his side. He bounces the first shot, and is he going to... He does take out the second shot. So now it is a 5-on-4. But if you look at the hit points of these E100 and the Object 268 that's still alive, there's a lot of hit points to get through. And the Object 268 has now taken out the T62. So a lot of work to do, a lot of hit points to get through, and it's, I mean, so far he's only on 3.2k damage. He's still reloading his full magazine, and that's the problem with the kranvagn and these auto reloaders, is the DPM on this thing is really poor. So I love what he's doing here. Originally he was going to go and head towards the 268. He thought he was on his own. That is until the T92 come spotted, but he is going to try and deal with the T92. That's a nice roll. Hopefully he can get at least an average roll here to clear, and he does exactly that without taking any hit points. So that now leaves the two E100 in a platoon and this Object 268. The Object 268 is all on his own, so he is going and trying to deal with him, which is the right move to do. He's on 2 kills and 4.3k damage, and still 3 minutes left on the clock. So although it seems a lot of enough time, but when you only have 1,900 DPM damage per minute, and there's only 3 minutes left on the clock, it doesn't look too good, because there's a lot of hit points. I mean, this 268 is full hit points. Unfortunately, he bounces the first shot there. Hopefully he can... Oh my god, he bounces the second shot. That is not going to do him any favors whatsoever. And the E100s have now bring it down to a 2-on-3, and they pretty much are still full hit points. So what does he do here? He's now managed to get to behind the Object 268. He goes for the shot, which track shot is really nice. Good work. Now, does he shoot this guy after every shot? or does he wait to reload a couple of shells? Now, 2 shells may not quite be enough unless he gets a nice HE shell into the back. He does just that. Now, if he goes for the HE, he shouldn't have to. He doesn't. So it is now, it was a 1 versus 3, but now it's a 1 versus 2 with only 2 minutes left on the clock. That's potentially like 4,000 damage if he non-stop fires whenever he can. But he's going to go and he's going to reset his camo. He's going to reload all 3 shells and just hope for the best. He's already done an amazing job, so even if he dies now, he can still hold his head up high and say, like, I tried. He's on 3 kills and 6.1k damage, but there's still a minute, just over a minute and a half left. He's still got 1,500 hit points, so he can take a shot from each of these, so he can potentially still do a lot of damage, and he's just going to wait now for the E100s to become spotted. I think at this point he knows there is not enough time for him to win, so he's just going to sit back, go for the damage. Hopefully he can get as much damage as he possibly can and maybe even get a draw out of this game. So nice shot there into the E100's cheeks, that puts him up to 6.9k damage. The E100 to the left side has now missed, so does he go for him or does he go for the full reload and hopefully deal the E100 that is to his right? But with a minute left on the clock, there's just way too many hit points to get through. There's still a full hit point E100. He knows that it's just not enough time to get this, so he's going to go for the E100 that is less hit points. He's now reload all 3 shells, so hopefully he can get all 3 shells. If he can get all 3 shells, then he could be able to win. Well, he could be able to take care of this E100, but of course, because he has to fire heat into the cheeks, he is doing less damage. And now with 37 seconds left on the clock, he is, I mean, look, he's on 7.6k damage. He's on 7.6k damage. He's trying to clear the tank that is low hit points, which is the right move, I suppose, definitely the right move. He does take a nasty HE shell from the E100 to the back, but with 20 seconds left on the clock, he's only really going to be able to reload. I mean, if he reloads the second shell here without firing, then he could have, I mean, but with the intra-clip reload as well, he's not going to be able to do no more damage. But look at that, 8,400 damage, and there is still 2,400 damage up for grabs. That would have been a lot of damage. I mean, 8.4k damage is enough. He could have been able to do near on 11k damage if everything went his way. But fair play to the E100s, both E100s, they did a pretty good job. Next up, we have Nico in a T95. Now, the T95 has good armor and a good gun, but what really lacks on this tank is that speed, of course, and that is going to be the problem with this battle. Now, Nico has a brilliant game, He is bottom tier against the tier 10s, but to be honest, that doesn't really matter when you're in a T95. Doesn't matter what tier you are up against, whether it's tier 10, you can hold its own against tier 10. You can still get some bounces in tier 10 as well. So that shot there was the hope for something against the kranvagn without aiming. I mean, it's got a nice turret. I don't think you're ever going to hit that. If you do hit that, then you're pretty lucky. Gets a nice shot there in the E75 as well. So at the moment, he's not pushing. There's no one that has gone to the left side, the A side. There's only one medium on each team, and both mediums have both come this way. Lovely HE shell there against the waffle. Just over 1,000 damage done to him. Now, it is, I suppose it is easier when everyone comes this way when you're in a tank like the T95, because you do have that support with you. You do have the team with you, and you don't really have to worry too much about the speed. So the T62A on the enemy team is there. He's trying to get the shot in there. Now, I love what happens here. The waffle, someone shoots the waffle. The waffle knows that, and then he pokes forward and doesn't quite realise that there is a T95 waiting for him to do exactly that, and he does manage to take him out. So 2.2k damage at the moment. It is a 7 versus 6, but his team are bleeding hit points. There goes the K91. He has a couple more teammates that are very low hit points as well. Now, the enemy, there goes the AMX 5120 from the kranvagn. Nice shot there into the E75's hatch. Now he has 2 tanks that are just about to come around and try and flank, and that is, I believe the kranvagn and maybe the E75 is on his way as well. But now that his team have started to vanish, nice shot there into the Emil, but it is a 4 versus 6. He's just noticed that the kranvagn is coming around. There goes the Death Star, so they bring it down to a 4 on 5. Is he going to get a nice shot on the T30? Yes, he is. Now, what I love about this game is he hits almost every, apart from the first shot that he shot, he pretty much hits everything else, and he takes his time. He doesn't just shoot, he takes his time going for the weak points and going for that damage. Now he's pushing the kranvagn and he's pushing the E75, but he's going to ignore the kranvagn and go for that E75. He now brings him down to a 1 shot. Best decision. That is a good decision to make in going for the lower hit point tanks, because this kranvagn, I mean, 2,200 hit points, it's still going to take a lot to clear that guy, where the E75, it was only 2 shells and he is gone. So 5.1k damage now. They bring it down to a 3 on 4, 2,100 blocked damage as well. This could easily be a win. Easily, if this Death Star made the right decisions in going for the right tanks. Now, me personally, I wouldn't have gone for the T30 there. I would have left the T95 to go for the T30 and get a HE shot into that T62A. But he decides to clear the tank, which I suppose I don't blame him. He was clearing a target, but I would have definitely at this stage, when it's a 3 on 3, maybe gone for that shot on the T62. And of course he misses that shot there on the kranvagn, which has not helped. So the T62, full hit points, and fair play to the T62. He has a brilliant game. Not quite sure if he's aced. I can't check it because I'm watching the replay on EU and it is on NA, I think, so I can't quite I don't know if he got the ace, but he has a really good game. So he's going to ignore the T62 and go for the kranvagn. Hopefully he can high roll, and he does just that. Excuse me. But now this is where the T95 sucks. When you've got a T62 trying to circle you, in a T95, there is really not much you can do. He does have the speed boost. Maybe he could relocate into a position where the T62 can't circle him. Maybe up the hill, I don't know. Maybe back up into one of these tanks. But nevertheless, he's still trying to use the building as protection. He is. But unfortunately for the T95, it's just such a slow tank, and there's not much else you can do. I mean, he's done his job. 3,400 block damage. On top of that, 8,350 damage. Well played, Nico, but also well played to that T62. So thank you for watching, guys. That is episode 2 of Yeah Nah. Can I get a hell yeah nah in chat? Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.